This stage is kinda sorta designed as a simulation of a convoy ambush. So, shooter will start bracing against this weirdo hybrid VTAC barricade crate stack thing. Shooter will start aiming at either the front target or the back target at the convoy. Their sights on the target, safety off, finger off the trigger. On buzzer, shooter will get 2 hits on both of these targets. The strat is to hit the back and then the front, but if you're LARPing, you do the front and then the back. Either way, you go up to these, what they called 200-yard targets, with 2 hits each. After that, shooter will then hit this 300-yard target and 400-yard target on the hill. They then have the option to take 3 shots at this 600-yard target, kinda all the way up the hill, skylined, not very easy to get feedback with. Regardless of what they opt to do, shooter will then drop their magazine and make an attempt at this very small target at the very front of the convoy. It's a high value target. It's meant to simulate like a commander trying to escape the convoy. Either way, once you have expended that round with the magazine out, their shooter's gun is considered safe and it can be slung. Shooter will sling their rifle and run all the way down to the van. At the van, shooter will draw their pistol and engage these 3 targets through the van with 2 hits each. Shooter will then make their way into the bus. And at the front of the bus, there is an open window. Shooter will then re-engage these 3 targets again with 2 hits each. Shooter will then make their way to the back of the bus, where there is another open window, and they will neutralize the Texas Star and the Spinner. Spinner takes 12 hits or flipping it over, whichever comes first. If you flip it over, it's like a 30-second bonus. Shooter will then drop their magazine and rack their slide to empty the gun before dropping it. Shooter will then reacquire their rifle and re-engage these 2 targets now at about 175, 150, something like that, with 2 hits each. Par time 240 seconds.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 1, 2.
Alright, so as I said before, I'm on this weirdo barricade thing. A lot of people chose to shoot through the holes. Some people chose to shoot off that table over there. I chose to just lean against this. Doesn't really matter.
Low right.
You see me struggle a bit to get these 200-yard targets. I had lost my 0 overnight due to a malfunction with my mount. It is
Get another one.
since been tightened up enough that it shouldn't do that for at least a little while.
Get the other one.
But basically I was fishing for my 0 for a little bit. Once I found it though, it was simple enough to get these hits.
Where the fuck are you? There you are.
Just on the left edge. I think that's a hit.
No, that's the wrong box. There you are.
Low. Bring it to target.
Do remember that about 300 to 400 is the barrier where you're going to stop putting the reticle on the target and start putting it a little bit above or even like a target length above.
Alright. Mosey, mosey, mosey.
This run is a little longer than it looks like in the video. It was a bit of a huff. This was my first stage of day 2 after my trooper run where I wore myself out. So you see me struggle a little with the pistol as I try to regain the steadiness that I had the day before.
Very good, very good.
You'll see coming up in a second that I just happened to finish these targets off with the last rounds in my mag, which gives me just enough time to get a new mag in, start in on this spinner. Really happy with how I did on this spinner. And then, if I wasn't stoked enough there, Getting the Texas Star almost perfect. My second time with the Texas Star, the first time being that same target the day before, was kind of great. And then all I had to do was get these 2 again, and then I was done.
Just low. Hit. Do it again. Hit. Get the other one.
Overall, I did very good on this stage. I did 34th overall, second in armor.
Right. Shooter, if you're finished. And load show clear. I see clear. Stuff a shell about it. Yoink. Alright, reacquire your pistol. Racket. Drop the hammer. Holster. Range is safe. Well shot. Well.
Holy fuck, dude. I didn't expect to be that much of an improvement. Holy shit. Alright, now I'm stoked. This mine, yeah.